introduce you to my friend, Eric Meyer. And I'm going to let Eric speak first, and then I'm going to share some things and some of the insights. Thanks, Eric.
Good evening, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I first want to say thank you to Ian, my partner. Thank you for walking that extra mile with me. Gillian, thank you for introducing me to Ian. I think I agree with all the other principals and their partners. You are really good matching people out here. I've got something here, ladies and gentlemen, that I really want to deal with you. I'm Eric Meyer. I'm appointed principal of Caritas Primary School, and I'm the fourth principal of the school, established in 1980. And I was appointed on the 1st of May 2015. I'm also newly elected or newly principal here. Gillian visited the school and explained the PFP program to me, and she asked me if I am interested, and I say immediately, yes, I am interested in this program. Caritas Primary School first opened its doors in January 1980 under the capable leadership of our late Mr. P.G. Barnes. The school started with 20 teachers and 500 learners. In 1994, Mr. Blanche took over as principal and he retired in 2005. Our school is situated in Wabler Road in Utenay. The school draws its 1,246 learners from the surrounding informal settlements like Kyreville, Campbell, Rosedale, Tamboville, Mandelaville, Mugesikkel. The schools will all I think we struggle a lot. The schools in all Afrikaans and English. The socio-economic surroundings is not good, therefore being classified as a no-fee school. Our schools accommodate grade R to grade 7 learners, and the dress code of our school is brown and yellow, as you can see there in the picture. Our vision is to establish the school as a beacon of education and development of the free human spirit with a dynamic and technological challenging environment. Our values: trustworthiness, responsibility, caring, respect, fairness, and citizenship. The number of learners is 1,246, and we are currently 33 teachers, educators in our school. The SGB, the school is a functional SGB, ladies and gentlemen. The SGB is visible and they are supportive and have a meeting every month on a monthly basis. The SGB consists of 6 parents, 3 educators, and 1 non-teaching staff member. SGB policies are in place, and the parents help the school community, or the school community parents are involved in uplifting the school. We use our parents for supervising some classes where teachers are absent, and parents help with the cleaning of our school, as well as the maintaining of our gardens. Ladies and gentlemen, discipline is a very big problem, as we listen to the previous speakers. Also, in our school, we have discipline problems, and that's one of the main topics we address throughout the year. Bullying is taking place on a regular basis, and we have programs like with the social services to address this bullying problems. We've got challenges at our schools, ladies and gentlemen: shortage of teachers, reading problems, overcrowded classrooms, shortage of textbooks and furniture, school furniture, gangsterism, and drugs. No proper school library, no school hall, alcohol syndrome children in our school. All our stakeholders decided with my partner, we decided unanimously to address one of those problems or challenges, and that was the reading problem in our school. The strength of our school: the teachers are committed and energized. We are operating as a team. Functional, we have a functional SMT, DSG, SGB, and all the other committees are in place. Different sporting codes. We have got our academic committee, cultural committees, fundraising committees, prefects on duty on first and second break, security 24/7 at our school, and we recognize and we celebrate important dates of the school calendar. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Youth Day, Mandela Day, Heritage Day, Cancer Day. Yeah. Highlights of the year. Our under 13 netball daughter represented Eastern Province in Rustenburg, and also our under 13 netball team was crowned as champions of the Groendal Suene. Our biggest achievement, ladies and gentlemen, was the implementation with my partner of our reading classes at our school. I've learned, I think somebody quoted this one too, I've learned this in this journey. I've learned that the quality of everything we do depends on the quality of thinking we do first. The two words of thinking stood out. Listening to ignite and listen to respond. I applied it in my workplace to listen to people without interrupting. Listening and appreciation were the challenges that I have been facing as leader in my school. After sharing thinking environment with them, they become better listeners. Appreciation was the other component that the staff was struggling with. It was very difficult in the beginning to acknowledge and appreciate one another. After a few sessions of practicing, we mastered that appreciation component. I've noticed some progress in somebody's talk. I've noticed some progress if somebody talks where there's no more interruption, but they listen attentively and they respond to words. It is easier to communicate with the staff because I apply my thinking environment skills. I also appreciate them more, and I always acknowledge my staff's efforts. The impact of this change in myself, my family, and my team at school is an eye-opener to listen, to acknowledge, and to appreciate. I'm working with Ian, my partner, for a few months, and we are really an incredible team. Working with Ian is such a mentor and a partner is one of the best things ever happened to me. The experience he gained over the years and the way he shared it with me. Thank you very much, Ian.
My walk with Partners for Possibility started by going to a presentation. In fact, I think Kathy was the same person who somebody else mentioned, Kathy, told me about, and a colleague in East London told me to go along and have a look. And I went to Gillian and I said, Gillian, I will donate and give you my time, but you need to find the funding. So of course Gillian got stuck into that, and the circle started and got going, and I didn't hear anything from Gillian, and then she came back and said, sort of a third way through, she said, look, are you still interested? And I said, most definitely. And she then introduced me to Eric. So let me take you for a moment to Eric's school and share some things about Eric's school with you. If you get in your car and you drive to Uitenhage and you drive straight through the main business street and you just keep going, eventually the road just about runs out. There's no more tar road, and there's a big squatter camp there, and on the right hand side is Caritas Primary School, where Eric is. And as I drove out there the first time, I wanted to find out, what is Eric's world like? What happens in Eric's world? Because this is about partnering. It's not about me coming in and I've run schools, I've established schools, I've done those types of things as well in the past. Not about me telling him a whole lot of stuff, but it's about partnering. And Gillian was very good on making sure that I understood that. So some interesting things I found out about Eric was that Eric is very committed to his family firstly, and it was great to find out in terms of his eldest son just graduated in physiotherapy, the same as my daughter, my eldest daughter had done. And we found so much common ground as we spoke about our children and what they were doing. and built some bridges. And in fact, his daughter's a beautician, so she takes care of Mom over here, Letitia, and make sure she looks good. I think that's an investment you probably made. But some of the things, when Eric took me around the school, I saw here was a man who was totally committed to his school, who's had opportunity to go to other places more comfortable because it's a very depressed economic area. And we went through, we visited, and I was kind of thinking, what are we going to do? They don't have a hall, maybe we've got to put some steel up here over the quadrangle and make some hall. And all these ideas are going through in terms of getting to the project as opposed to thinking about the partnership. And so we worked on that and developed our relationship, and that's why I can call him a friend. But some of the things that I discovered in terms of him working, in terms of education, because of that community, one of the things that happens is children fall pregnant early because of finance, because they get a grant for children. All right, and when you're poor and you don't have money, that becomes attractive for some. But added to that, these children have found out that if our child that we're going to give birth to has alcohol fetus syndrome, we get paid more. So into his school, he's got a great percentage of kids that come in with alcohol fetus syndrome. And unfortunately, the special schools cannot take all those children. And so here he is trying to work out how to educate those children and how do you work with those children. And it's been amazing to me to watch how patient the staff have been in working with them and how committed Eric is to them. And the drive that he has. Initially we went around and he kind of said, well, we don't have a library, we don't have this. And so you start thinking, well, to do a library, put two containers together, knock out the middles, and we'll make a library area to start with. But as we started investigating and talking to the staff and the SGB and the parents, and to the pupils, there's a picture of me there somewhere talking to a little child in one of the, I think it was grade 1, and there it is, asking the question, you know, kind of, what do you want? What is something you want to achieve? And the little guy saying, "Ek wou lees. I want to read." And that has stuck with me. And as we've looked at Eric's school, well over 10% of the children from the foundation or grade R all the way through to grade 7 cannot read, over 10% in his school. And a number of them have parents who can't read. So instead of going and starting a library and doing that in terms of our partnership, we started looking at, we've got to start in the foundations, teaching kids to read. And so the staff have got involved in that, and it's been exciting to see them starting to run that project. But I've certainly appreciated the opportunity of getting to know Eric, a man who has incredible drive, high commitment to his staff and to the community particularly. Eric is well qualified, got a lot of experience. He could go to another school where he could be much more comfortable, less problems. But he's decided to stay there because he wants to make a difference to those children and in that school. And so I want to commend you, and I want to commend Partners for Possibility for making a difference in communities through what you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.